Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I would like to share my opinions and final thoughts on the Petrified Fish model PF838, also known as the Pub. You won't really find that name on Amazon where I picked this up from for some reason, so I guess we'll just call it the 838. So this is a huge freaking knife, and if you guys saw my unboxing and first impressions, this thing was pretty darn smooth right out of the box. The edge wasn't too impressive, but it's huge. It is thick with 2 C's. It's not a bad thing. It's not. I clearly don't know how to understand dimensions from online, and I thought this was going to be a lot smaller of a knife, so it's my fault. I'm the idiot. But regardless, the price of this guy, you can pick it up right now, and it does come in multiple variants, and this one is the more expensive one, but it's still only $35.99. And yeah, this is a lot of knife, a lot of good knife for that price, for sure. And the other variants that have like other G10 inlay colors, where this carbon fiber is, those ones are like a couple bucks less. So if you don't care for carbon fiber but you like how this knife looks, there's one with like a OD green inlay and then a tan G10 inlay. So another variant also has a silver stonewash. This is a heavy black stonewash. In my opinion, this is the more attractive one. But here, let's pull these specs off of Amazon. Total length of this guy is 8.66 inches. Blade length is coming in at 3.74 inches. Blade thickness is 0.15. D2 blade material, and in my opinion, it's heat treated good enough to sharpen it to maintain a perfect working edge. For whatever reason, it doesn't give the weight on this thing, and I wish it would, because this thing is basically a brick. Oh wait, here it is. 5.85 ounces. This thing is a brick. It is a freaking brick, but it has its place, and this is going to be finding itself in gym shorts or joggers ever, because it's just not going to. But in work pants and jeans, it is perfectly fine. That's it for specs pretty much on, I guess, dimensions. But let's get into some size comparisons so you guys can visually see what this knife really compares to and understand how long of a knife this actually is. So first we got up the Civivi Elementum, and my camera is at a slight angle, but regardless, this is still a relatively large knife. So there's that. Let's do the Demco 8020.5. Two Benchmades Osborne 940 and a bug out. So there's that. A Para 3 Spyderco and a Native 5. I'm going to be adding this beautiful Native 5 into my size comparisons from now on, because I want to show it off, and because I've realized that Native 5 is actually just as popular of a model as the Para 3, so there's that. We can do the size or the handle thickness up against the Para 3. So there's that. It's a whole lot more hand filling, that's for sure. And another benefit to this is that there is some shaping to these handles. Very crude shaping. It's not, completely contoured, but it's better than just flat. If it was flat, okay, I guess at that price point it wouldn't bug me too much, but the main thing about this specific this specific knife is how impressive this was manufactured at that price point. You're getting a whole lot of knife for that price. So you have this beautiful, beautiful black stone wash finish that will definitely hide a whole lot of use. This thing is just meant to be just used and abused. The handles, as I mentioned before, they have, you know, some shaping to them, but it's not completely contoured. The carbon fiber inlay, and yes, they are genuine carbon fiber inlays, as when I took this apart, I could see where it was, you know, adhered to the G10 on the inside. And only little spot that I noticed on the carbon fiber is right here. It doesn't meet up perfectly along this edge, but I'm okay with that. At this price point, I'm okay with that. We have a decorative pivot right there. It is a captured pivot, which is cool. So it's a D-shaped pivot, and a steel T8 Torx head pivot screw right there. You can see the model number 838 right there, and on the other side it says D2. So just kind of give this thing a little look over, show you guys. It is perfectly centered. The pocket clip is a very basic, but still, you know, well-functioning pocket clip, bent steel pocket clip. It is milled into the G10 handles, but unfortunately not on the other side. So it kind of sucks for lefties or people who, you know, want to carry it in a different orientation, because this is only right-handed tip-up carry. As you can see, the T6 screws holding in the clip are you know, button top, so they're not flat. That's all right. There's plenty of room to get up in there, and it's not, I mean, it is pretty close to deep carry, but yeah, there's this like little nub right here that sticks out. That's all right, no big deal. The lanyard hole goes right through. This is a G10 backspacer right here. It's pretty solid. It would have been cool if it was, you know, the whole thing, but that would definitely add some weight to this thing. If you guys can see inside there, oh, upside down, there are these 4, I would say, medium-sized holes for weight relieving. They're finished quite well and everything. Like, they have a chamfer, and they were probably tumbled before you know, they had the black coating put on them, and even the lock bar cut out and everything to actually, you know, create the actual lock bar. Everything is super soft on the inside. When I took this thing apart, I was really impressed of how well everything felt. You know, parts of this knife that the average individual wouldn't really be interacting with too often, this thing just finished extremely well, exceptionally in my opinion. Does have ceramic bearings and a ceramic detent ball. The bearings are actually caged in a steel cage, I believe it is. It's like a bronzy gold cage, but super smooth, and you can't fail it. There's so much power behind where the actual flipper tab is in correlation with the blade, and as long as you mean to flip it, it's gonna come out. Super rock solid. I crank this thing down, it doesn't move anymore. I wanted it to be a little bit stiffer, just because that's how I would prefer this knife to be, a little bit stiffer, but it is still pretty nice for it to be, you know, this drop shutty and smooth. Very easy to clean and take apart, if I haven't mentioned that already. And yeah, there were, I believe, only 2 nitpicks that I had with this thing, and things that I would have changed, you know, coming from the manufacturer. The edge wasn't that impressive. It wasn't. But I was able to sharpen it, and my sharpening system, it's practically dummy proof. So I can use this thing and, you know, actually enjoy it. Here I have some, it's really basic, just lined paper. And yeah, this doesn't exactly prove a whole lot, but you know, you can see, you know, how smooth this thing actually is as it, you know, tears the paper. But it has plenty of bite for sure. Got some cardboard right here, which is just regular cardboard that you would get from a package in the mail. And this thing is pretty comfortable to use. So that was the one gripe that I had with it. The other one was the weight on it. This thing, while it is huge, and there are other large knives, but there could have been more weight relieving. Those 4 channels inside could have just, I mean, those 4 holes could have just been one giant channel. You know, and I don't believe that it would actually compromise the structural integrity of this knife overall if it was just one giant milled out channel. And there is space on the lock bar side to also have some weight relieving. Can't do too much with the G10 scales. They're pretty light on their own. But when this knife is, you know, put together, this thing is heavy. It really is. So that's it. I mean, that's kind of a nitpicky thing. The thing with the weight and the edge from the factory. That's also kind of nitpicky. So, you know, take it as it is. I highly recommend this knife. I think it's great. If I think this would make a knife enthusiast happy, to making a beginner happy, and somebody who just wants a really hard use, but in my opinion, an attractive looking blade. If Petrified Fish is able to manufacture something that performs just like this at, you know, a more common size, like a you know, 3-inch to, you know, 3.25-inch blade, I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be great. I would definitely pick that up in a heartbeat, and I would own both of them, the large and the small one, because this is an attractive blade. It really is. So, but that is it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you enjoy it and have a wonderful day. I will be putting the link in the description, so go check it out before they jack up the price, because inflation, it is taking over the knife world, unfortunately. But regardless, take care.